Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Verdigris Table. I am Ryan Doyle, and it's Fey Week, which means all of your favorite DragonTubers, led by Jenny D and Pointy Hat, are filling Monster Week 2026 with one of my personal favorite types of monster, our good and gentle neighbors, the fair folk. I am on record saying that it is a real shame there aren't more Fey folk in the Dungeons and Dragons monster manual. And that holds true today, even with the goblinoids added to their ranks, as they should be. Now we just need banshees listed as Fey in there. So I love that the wee folk, the secret commonwealth, the people of the Seelie and Unseelie courts are getting their due here on YouTube this week. And so many fantastic creators are sharing more Fey creatures to help make sure you get the most out of these wonderful creatures and all the awesome ways to use them you're going to be getting from this Monster Week playlist. In this video, I'm giving you 5 ways to get even more out of the Fae in your game. I put the one you're probably going to get the most mileage out of up first, but I am saving my favorite one for last, of course. So perform your fairy bargain with the algorithm by pushing those good buttons and comment down below your favorite ways to get more out of your Fey creatures. Just be sure not to use your true name down there. All right, for the first stop on our tour of ways to get more out of your Fey, I've got one word for you: BAMF. Imagine you've been inspired by Monster Week to bring in some fantastic new monster to your game, and oops, the player characters curb stomp it to 0 before it gets to unleash that cool ability you've been excited about all week. BAMF. Or combat breaks out before they get to deliver their cool monologue, or reveal the big secret, or drop the plot hook that was going to drive the whole next arc of the campaign. Say it with me: BAMF. Have your monster teleport away, and it will live to fight another day. And your players will be looking forward to that reunion the whole time. And do not underestimate the other ways a creature could use something like Dimension Door to get into trouble, or how much giving a monster Blink can reshape a vanilla combat into an unforgettable fight. Whether you're using the Surprise Attack from 2014 or Abduct and Quick Grapple from 2024, imagine a bugbear suddenly bamfing behind you, where I'd argue they're an unseen attacker and therefore get advantage on attacks. Scary stuff. Even Misty Step, which several species just get for free, is plenty to change the shape of a battle and keep your monsters on the board. Now, some of you might be asking, how can I justify adding a teleport ability to a monster? Everybody else out there yelling because you're the dungeon master. Take it easy, they're new. And for everybody's edification, I point you to page 204 of the Player's Handbook and the Fey Touched General Feat. Your exposure to the Feywild magic grants you the following benefits: 1 point to Int, Wisdom, or Charisma, a level 1 spell from the Divination or Enchantment School of Magic. More on that in a minute. And here we go. You always have Misty Step. If an adventurer can get that for brushing up against the Feywild, what about creatures born and raised there? Bamf! A number 2 on our list was a candidate for the final favorite spot, but it felt better here where it can inform everything that comes after it. Keep your Fey folk weird. Sure, a lot of these monsters are out here trying to kill you, but many Fae kind of toe that line between monster and NPC. Maybe they want you to do something for them. Maybe they want to make a bargain for something you didn't even know was up to trade. Maybe they want to make you suffer, but don't want to get their hands dirty doing it, because who knows, maybe you've unknowingly broken some law of etiquette or taboo. Sure, maybe they want to eat you, but maybe their goals and their reasoning are so unscrutable, since they come from such a different place and see things in such a different way, it just defies comprehension. I mean, is it really evil to want to whisk you away to some crumbling castle to dance your life away at a fairy ball? Maybe you'd think so if instead wanted to steal away your loved one for my party and leave a changeling in their place. We're playing out battles to the death on a nightly basis. You want to get a reaction from your players, you got to change things up and get a little weird with it. And one way to do that is with our number 3, Illusory magic. If we cross the threshold into the Feywild, we know we're leaving our fundamental physics behind. Space and time are not guaranteed to work the way they do in our world. But even when they cross over to here, the Fae bring their abilities to deceive the senses with them. The players only have what the Dungeon Master describes to go on. And if we're using visual aids or VTT, you still control the flow of information, maybe even more so. The map is not the territory, and when the Fae are involved, not everything is going to be as it appears. Major image, hallucinatory terrain, programmed illusion. There are some wildly powerful spells out there that can be used in all sorts of creative ways in the hands of a powerful Fae creature. They might be setting out to fool gullible mortals, or they might just be making things more to their liking, and the PCs get caught in the crossfire. Even the lowest level hags can use glamours and cast Disguise Self at will. The player characters might not even realize they're dealing with a Fae creature or any kind of monster until it's too late. I'd argue that illusory magic is more of a signature ability for the Fae than the School of Divination, which is why I'm still kind of surprised that is in the Fae touched feat. But as G.I. Joe taught us, knowledge is power. So giving your Fae creatures the ability to know all sorts of stuff about the party is taking our number 4 spot here on this list. Gerblin bandits trying to rob the party of their treasure, feeling a little played out? Well, one steps up and casts Detect Magic first, pinpointing the best loot everybody's wearing that they want to take. And now what is old is new again. The face of the party thinks they're about to get one over on this fey creature. Not if there's a tiny sprite on their shoulder using Heart Sight or a pixie spamming Detect Thoughts and whispering in their ear. You can't go wrong with a Hag's Eye for creepy fey divination flavor. Or maybe they've got a network of animal friends who were spying on the party as they made their plans in the first place. Scrying, in particular, can really shift the odds into the Fey monster's favor, but perhaps the best part is just randomly calling for wisdom saves now and then, leaving the players to wonder what the hell is going on. Having access to augury, locate object, locate person, even stuff like comprehend languages or legend lore also gives us the Fae more to offer the party to bargain with and pushes them closer to that gray area between enemy monster and friendly NPC, which brings us to number 5, my favorite way to get the most out of your Fae creatures. I wonder if you've guessed it already. Big clue in that Fae touched feat. Everybody's favorite enchantment. Now, it's been suggested that enchantment might be the most evil school of magic, way worse than necromancy. I find these arguments very compelling because mind control is nasty stuff. I think it's not getting much use by dungeon masters because getting charmed removes player agency and can just make things way less fun. Failing a save against suggestion and spending your turn groveling doesn't exactly serve the power fantasy a lot of players are going for, and it's definitely not a blast skipping your turn in a game where combat can really drag on sometimes and you're just waiting for your next turn to come around. Even with committed players and full buy-in, it can be tricky to play out scenarios where PCs are charmed, especially when it's only part of the group feeling the effects. It can get a little clunky and hard to avoid metagaming unless you're in a very particular kind of game. So why am I putting charm in a place of pride on this list? Because Fae can charm other monsters and serve as the secret big bad evil guy behind the baby EG? No, that's cool, and you can definitely go that way. But I think I figured out the key to using enchantment magic on player characters. Nobody wants to lose control of their PC, but a lot of players are going to jump at the chance to play a double agent. Think about it. It's the same impulse that makes the rogue want to pickpocket their allies. You probably got someone at your table who would jump at the chance for a little PvP action, especially if the rogue has been just doing what their character would do and stealing stuff from them. And there's the more benign, I said my character was a sorcerer, but haha, big reveal, I'm actually a warlock. Personally, I am a huge fan of doing like a guest spot at someone else's table and working with that dungeon master to help them push the story in a direction. Walking around under a charm person or mass suggestion is a way to do that for a stretch inside your own ongoing campaign. You get buy-in from a player or two at your table between games that this weird quest giver with the dope rewards, or that incredible beauty who lives out in the woods because the townies bully them, or that bard that is showing up in the tavern next session, whoever it is. It's their new best friend. Or hey, modify memory, maybe it's their oldest friend. I bet there's someone at your table who would be excited for the chance to play through an enchantment arc if it feels like something they are collaborating on instead of something that is just happening to them. Combine these charm effects with illusory and divinatory magic, and we've got a recipe for unforgettably weird and wonderful fey creatures that blend the boundaries between monsters and non player characters. Give them that ability to bamf in and out of trouble, and they'll make even more of an impact, in no small part because they'll survive long enough to make a difference. I hope this list inspires you to bring more fey folk into your game and that it serves you well as you go through the Monster Week playlists. Thanks so much for watching this video and for being a part of this wonderful community. Until next time, be kind, have fun.
Ragamuffin.